Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel with another episode on how to open up your prep school the right way. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about myself and who Mario Florima is as a person, how I got into the business, how I got into prep school, and how I plan on growing my company and my prep school and things of that nature. So to start out, I was a young kid growing up in West Palm Beach, Florida, Boynton Beach to be exact. I had high aspirations, just like any young kid who had high aspirations to play basketball. I gave it my all. I trained. I was fortunate enough to play pro. I'm skipping some years. I was fortunate enough to play pro. Tried out for the NBL and the Canadian League for Windsor Express. Ended up getting drafted second round to Windsor Express, and then I got cut in training camp. And then I just kept being, perseverance. I kept trying. I kept pushing to achieve my dream because I knew how hard I worked. I ended up landing a deal in Spain in Club EBA. It was in Barcelona, Spain. I played out there for about 2 years, transferred to another team called Villanova, and played there. Ended up playing in Dominican Republic, where my home country is. My dad is Dominican, so I ended up playing there for a little while. And, I was really just chasing a dream. I was really just trying to make money, trying to support my family, trying to buy my mom a house, just like any other young basketball, athlete who's looking to chase higher aspirations for himself. But to be honest, it wasn't lucrative. I was chasing a dream. I was chasing different contracts. Sometimes the money was kind of funny. Things were happening over there that kind of made me miss home and things of that nature. So when I would come home over the summer, I needed more money. I needed to basically grind more. I got into training young kids, doing one-on-one little group works. I was making some okay money, but it just wasn't enough to satisfy my financial gains, if that makes any sense. I wanted to buy my mom a house. I wanted to do things of that nature. So I kept doing that for a couple years. Finally, fast forward to 26, I was just sick of it. I was just, just lost as an athlete. And eventually I just kind of drifted away from basketball, playing overseas. And I came back home permanently because I knew I was getting older. I knew it was time to start building the second half of my life and my career, because I wanted to get married one day. I wanted a family. I wanted to support my family and things of that nature. So I met up with this billionaire. Nobody knows who his name is. His name is Alan Kalish. I met him through a friend who was telling me about this guy who he kind of helps people, but he's not really a social media guru or anything of that nature. But I was just lucky enough to be in contact with him. It was just one of those right time, right situations type of deal. And I met up with him. I had dinner with him. And I was just picking his brain a little bit, and I was asking him questions about how to make money, how to start my own business, the ins and outs of the business, what should I do, and things of that nature. But to be honest with you, I was kind of embarrassed because, he was looking at me as I was a professional basketball player, and he was kind of like talking to me like, oh, like, you shouldn't have financial problems. You play basketball you play basketball professionally. Like, you shouldn't have financial problems. Little did he know the kind of things that I was going through overseas and things of that nature. So I kept my cool. I kept my ego up. I kept my pride up. I was trying to basically pick his brain, but not come off as too needy. So after about an hour, we're having dinner at this fancy restaurant, and he kind of picked up on my energy. He realized that I really needed help, and then ultimately he gave me the best piece of advice that I would never forget. He said, "It takes money to make money." And then he asked me, he said, "Do you gamble?" And I said, "Yeah, I do gamble. I gamble with DraftKings." At the time, I did. I was doing a little gambling, sports betting, gambling. And he was like, good. He was like, "You're going to go broke, but gambling teaches you the right metrics about money." And I kind of was like confused. I was like, huh? Like, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Which one is it? And he was like, it's a bad thing, but it teaches you the principles of money, right? So it teaches you that in order to bet, you have to give money in order for the possibility to get money, right? So he was like, it's the same concept as money overall in business. He said, in order to make money, you have to put out money. You have to invest money into your business. You have to invest money into your learning, into your mental. You have to invest money into these things for the possibility of getting back money. So a light bulb went in my head. I was like, oh, I get what you're saying. He was like, yeah, but gambling is bad. Like get rid of it. Don't do it. You're not going to get rich. Like, take that money and invest it into knowledge, learn something, buy courses, learn a skill, harness a skill. You don't have to go to college, go back to college, but just learn a specific trade or something and then teach that to somebody else. So I was like, man, I'm already doing that. Like, I'm already doing that with basketball, kind of. I'm already teaching other kids skills and things of that nature. And he was like, yeah, but if it's not paying the bills, then you have to find a way to amplify it. So that mindset, when he told me that, it kind of it hit me, right? And ever since then, I locked myself in a room for months, just figuring out how I can pick up a trade that would, pay me the best, and how, something that would be lucrative for my career. But I didn't want to give up basketball. So I called him back again and I said, hey, look, I've tried everything. I'm thinking of all these things. I can't think of anything. And he said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I love basketball. I don't want to give it up. He said, okay, well, stick with basketball. He said, why don't you open up a prep school? And I was like, whoa, like nobody's ever told me that before. Like, what? He was like, yeah. He said, I have a friend. He's a little older. He's about 60. He has a prep school. Maybe I can reach out to him and kind of network and things of that nature. So I got really lucky. I got really fortunate to meet one of his friends that's been running a prep school for over 30 years. So I talked to him a little bit, trying to pick his brain, but he was still kind of standoffish a little bit. He told me a little bit, but he didn't tell me much. I went on YouTube. I tried to learn about it. There was literally nothing on YouTube about prep school and the certification that you need. So I kind of had to learn things on the fly. Another funny story is when I first opened up my prep school, I made my first, I think it was my first 60,000, and I was so happy, right? And one parent offered to sue me because I didn't have the right documentation I needed to maintain my prep school. So something happened, and she wanted all her money back. So I was scared, for the hills. I was scared. So I ended up having to give her all the money back, plus more, because she would threaten to sue me. And I ended up giving her all her money back, plus more, and I learned my lesson. And that's kind of how I had to grow through that pain, was just learn through the hard way. I learned a lot about, just the right documentation you need to have to own a prep school. But I had to, like I said, I was really stubborn. I tried to, figure out other things. I tried to get information for free. I tried to pick other people's, brain. I tried to kind of take the cheap route. I had to say I was kind of stubborn, but I was trying to take the cheap route. And I kind of didn't want to listen to Alan when he said, like, it costs money to make money. I was still in that mindset of entitlement. If you're a basketball player or a former basketball player, you know what I mean. My people, skills, my communication skills wasn't the greatest. So I was really just out here lost, just trying to figure out my niche, where I fit in society. And I just had to pretty much learn how to crawl all over again, how to communicate with people, how to close deals with people, how to micromanage, how to manage people's emotions, how to, come across as a businessman, how to communicate, basically what I want to say. And I had to learn everything the hard way. But fast forward to 2021, 2022, I'm finally, started making some money. I was happy. Besides that 1 year where I nearly went broke because of the documentation situation, I'm glad that I stuck with it. I'm glad that I continued doing what I needed to do, and I didn't give up on my dreams. I didn't give up on what it is. And now, standing today, I'm making over $200K a year, doing my own prep school down here in South Florida called Level Up Prep, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So with that being said, I really appreciate you guys' time for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment on the bottom as well. Let me know what you think about this video. I really want to get to know you guys as well, know your story. So go ahead, don't be afraid to leave a comment underneath this video. Let me know your story a little bit so we can get to know each other. And don't forget to check the subscription section in this video, underneath this video. Go check that out to get more detail about everything about prep school and more, insight about the documentation and what you need to maintain and open up your prep school. So go check that out. I really appreciate you. It's your boy Mario. Until next time.